Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shobo. Today is Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. I do have an Ollie next to me. He is here. He is there. He is got his backside to us. Hey baby. Pretty boy, there's the baby. Yes, there's the baby. Aw, he's pretty baby. He had his vet visit this past weekend, so now both the babies have their rabies shots for the year. He came back as healthy. Little concern about the weight, not too much though, not excessive concern, just a bit of concern. Vet doesn't want him to weigh more the next time they see him. He came up as 13 pounds. He broke the 13-pound mark. He is a big kitty. He is a big kitty. So yeah, he's here. He's healthy. He was extremely terrified at the vet office. This was actually this trip to the vet for each of them was the very first time that we were able to physically be inside the vet office. We were part using a different vet and got them during the pandemic, so they would just take them in and we'd have to sit and wait in the car the whole time. But now we are with a different vet and they let us in. And we got to talk with the actual vet face to face. And there he goes, is he gonna jump down? Ollie, are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? You want to get down? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? They were both very afraid. They were both very afraid at the vets. In fact, the vet came in after taking him into the back to give him his shot and try to get his weight and all that. And she came walking in with him, wrapped up in a blanket. He was just wrapped up in a towel, just big, literal burrito in a towel because he was so afraid. But yeah, she was able to do what she needed with Ollie. So yeah, that was the weekend. We've had to give them both a general dewormer medicine topical on the back of their neck, primarily for Dolly. But if she's got something, they both have something. Just as a precaution, because of her vomiting, just to see if that helps out. And then they of course have the flea medicine that they'll be getting either today or tomorrow on the back of their neck. So yeah, that's that. Ollie is overweight, but he's okay for now. We're changing how we feed them. We are changing, updating the timings of when they are fed. AKA, I am changing when I feed them. I am now feeding them about an hour earlier than previously in the morning to add just a little bit extra time, primarily so that Dolly eats more and Ollie therefore eats less. Because when the kitties go to eat, they are fed separate from each other by height so that Ollie does not push his sister away from the food. But when she's done, if she leaves food behind, if Dolly leaves food behind, Ollie will jump up after she jumps down to finish her food. And they'll occasionally just eat from each other's bowls, each other's scraps, because obviously the other cat has better food in their bowl. So they have to eat the others just to make absolutely certain they got the same thing. Anyway, yeah. So if I feed them a little bit earlier in the morning, it'll mean that they'll be hungrier when I feed them at the same time in the evening, ideally, so that Dolly finishes at more on average than she usually does, and therefore Ollie is left with fewer scraps and gets less calories in, and therefore will begin to either lose weight or at minimum stay the same. That's what we're going for. No growth. At bare minimum, stay the same. Ideally, losing a little bit. So, Factorio, hi. Welcome to Factorio, to our Krastorio 2 with 248K mod playthrough. Last time we met, I set up some tech cards. I believe we set up matter tech cards and exotic tech cards last time. So we got exotics going over here after launching a few extra rockets. Interesting, the sound of those rockets doesn't go through when I'm looking on the map. And we have the matter tech cards. I forget exactly where I made those. Over here. Hi. Hello, matter tech cards. These are good. I like these. We had set up some Krastorio lithium in order to make these tech cards here. We had to get into fusion tech as well. That was done over here. Fusion tech, which I've updated a few things. Because essentially the effect of everything that we did last time was that I was able to start using and make the Ki3 core for beacons. I have placed this in the mall because it's easier for me to provide the fusion tech for the Ki3 energy stuff, the fluid for this, and all the other stuff. I just brought in some uranium for the Ki2 energy and the other stuff I have here. At this point, I'm actually using recipes at level 4, the highest, most efficient recipes. So only green wires are needed now, only red wires, only ore. And then for the last one here, it does still use both fusion tech and red circuits, but it's no longer using exotic science. No longer using the exotic science packs. So with that said, over the course of the extended weekend, I didn't just place down one of these, I placed down about 8 of them. About 8 of them, so that I could get the little yellow cubes. And I also put down a bunch of the Ki2 cores as well, so that I could get a bunch of little red cubes. And after a long period of time of just sitting around and waiting for these things to accrue, I was able to pick up every single technology that uses these red and yellow cubes. Every last one of them, which includes the ability to put down 65,535 beacons, as well as the ability of the Ki3 beacons to now transmit 18 effects, aka 9 full modules per beacon get transmitted. 9 full modules are transmitted. Now, I'm not exactly certain how this works if I mix modules. I think if I replace one speed module with an efficiency module, we'll get like 3 efficiency modules. That's how I believe that this works. It's just multiplying by 3 the effects being transmitted from each of the cores. So if I swap out one of the cores, instead of just one module, that will be 3. So I would if I replace one speed module with an efficiency module, I would essentially be replacing 3 with 3 of the other module type. I see no reason whatsoever to do this. I have 0 reason to set up any efficiency at all, or effectivity effects in my beacons. So we're sticking with speed, and because I now have effectively as many beacons as I can want and desire in my life to place down, the ability to place them down, I have begun redesigning things around the concept of beacons and higher throughput in general. So there are a few places around the base where you'll be able to see some robots doing some work for me. You know, like over here at Red Circuits. Now, I've gone and I've put a bunch of screenshots of a lot of the locations where I've done these changes, where I have, put things into provider chests and requester chests and all that good stuff and shenaniganery. I did the same down here to make silicon and to make electronic components. I'm using it to do more silicon, or more quartz, I should say. And yeah, just more stuff better, more lithium better. I've done the thing with lithium as well. This one doesn't use robots. I did this one with belts just because it was possible to do with belts. There's some factories where it really isn't conducive for belts exactly. So I just use the robots in those cases. Over here, I've got more carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Remember that I had built the initial thing off screen because it's essentially the same build that we've seen before for other reinforced plastic, for the fiberglass reinforced plastic, except this time it's simpler in that it's just coal. It's just coal crushing to make carbon fiber in a fiber maker, and then the compound material factory to add plastic and carbon fiber to make carbon fiber reinforced plastic. As it turns out, I saw that I will need actual carbon fiber as well, so I decided, you know what, we're going to scale this, and this is bot-based as well down here when it's moving. I have also adjusted mining. Some mining. I thus far only stone and coal and rare metals are like this. But yeah, so I have my mining drills mining into passive provider chests now in here. So I no longer have to worry about belt throughput. It's basically however many bots as is necessary to match my consumption, essentially. So this mining patch is providing more than 1,000, I think, stone by itself at the moment, and that's with level 2 mining drills. By the time we're done today, I will be able to craft level 3 mining drills, which I believe have an extra module slot on them, so they will be faster and have extra modules in them, so it'll be absolutely glorious. I will not at all have to worry about stone at all, just ever. Just ever. Down here I have more rich water. This one tiny little build here, this produces 7,500 rich water. 7,500 rich water out of but it's about 1,000 sulfuric acid. I think I have this right up here. So just ignoring the building counts because of beacons, it's 134 stone, 25 coal, about 1,800 sulfuric acid, and 35 lithium to get 7,500 rich water. Why do I need this much? Ahem. We will need a lot of gold, and a lot of the other stuff too, but the first thing that's going to come up is gold, particularly for blue circuits. So I made more gold. using again the power of bacon. I'm not exactly certain exactly how much this makes. I'm not certain. I stopped keeping track at some point of how much stuff gets made as I put beacons everywhere. But basically, this is operating at the tick rate. This is speed capped by the tick rate, unless they've adjusted. I haven't actually tested if the tick rate recipe cap thing works on regular recipes. I know it's been fixed on mining, so that if you're able to mine faster than the tick rate of the game, faster than 1/60th of a second, it adjusts the actual output of ore to compensate for that. So even though it should go, because it should go faster. Hey, Jabba! Kitty cat just knocked my water over, spilled water on the floor. He just spilled my water. Now I have a puddle on the floor. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the mining does adjust for speed that's faster than the tick rate. I don't know if that also applies to regular recipes. One of these days I'll check, because if it does apply to regular recipes, well, then there's no reason for me not to just speed it until the speed cap. There is a hard speed cap of a lot, like 65,000%, something like that. I forget exactly. I don't think it's that much. I think it's I don't even remember. But there is a speed percent cap eventually. Don't know if we can even hit it with this stuff. More LDS down here. This is the standard LDS recipe because, as it turns out, at this point in the game, this recipe is cheaper. Just gonna point out, at this point in the game, the vanilla recipe is better than the one that needs either nuclear or fusion assembling machines. Just because it's easier for me to make the things than it is to make fiberglass and aluminium ceramic composite. And these have productivity on them. I know when I get Gauss modules, I could Gauss the other recipe, but this remains easier at all points. Specifically, once we get access to the ability to get steel from nothing, that'll be glorious. Once we can get steel directly from nothing, oh boy, that will be a time. That will be very fun. So, speaking of from nothing, I think I've sort of looked at about all of the beacon shenanigans. I've got more rare metals up here, although the thought occurred to me that I will be changing this. I went and I did this for more rare metals, and I'm going to be getting these out of matter. I'm basically going to convert crude oil into rare metals via matter, because that is frankly easier than this, because we don't have to worry about mining the ore, spending chlorine, making chlorine to mine the ore, and all of that stuff, and like going through these extra steps and being ultimately limited on the output of the rare metals. I do like the concept of just making them out of matter in the end. So that will be on the agenda. And here's the coal that is coming in with the robots as well. So, star engines. Star engines. And, of course, I should mention power. Let's start with power. I ultimately went with Stellarators. I know last time I was trying to set up a tokamak reactor area. It works. It takes a really long time to actually accrue enough deuterium and tritium for it to function. But this is being made with 0 inputs, like water. Water is the only input in the system. This here is making 4.5 gigawatts of gross power. Not net, because it is going to use a good chunk of that to keep itself running. My initial concept was to actually have this get its power from solar, but I ultimately decided against that because, frankly, it was taking way too long to get up and running. Way too long to get up and running. In particular, to even get this part to even start a positive feedback loop, to get it enough so that this was constantly running to produce the neutron fluid, so we could actually run the neutron activators. That took forever. I wasn't about to do that again. So instead, I designed around using Stellarators, using the specific lithium-6 and protium-1, H1, recipe. Now, the protium we just get from water, from hydrogen. That you can just get super easy, super simple. Lithium, well, needs lithium, and lithium is stone. So, essentially, stone equals power. Each one of these units of lithium protium produces a gross output of 10 gigawatts. I have 6 of these here. I have another 6 of these here. This one was built by my robots because I couldn't be bothered anymore. I added some roboports on here. It's attached to the mall area. My construction bots built this. And I have 0 regrets. My base is now able to produce 133 gigawatts. We're using half of it. You know, because the actual running of the reactors is taking 10. And then beacons, 38.5 gigawatts from the beacons that I currently have placed. And then we have star engines. Star engines are able to fuse materials, create materials from fusion. I'm going to start this over at iron. Starting it at iron. This was the first time I actually began using my ducts from the Fluid Must Flow mod. Because ducts, the intakes and the exhausts have pumping speed of 72,000 units per second. Yeah, these things can move some stuff. They can really move some fluid. So I have designed around this concept of ducts really being able to move some fluid around, which is very important with protium. Very, very, very important with protium. So the basic setup with the star engine is that you have the fusion core, you have heating units on each side that heat up protium. You have to shove in a ton of protium. The protium gets heated up in the heating unit. The hot protium then gets fused in the fusion core into whatever element you're looking for. And then that gets cooled down in the cooling units on the top and bottom. Now, the fusion core recipe and the cooling unit recipes will always be 1 to 2. You will always need 2 cooling units if you're able to provide the fusion core enough hot protium to operate with 100% uptime. Iron is designed so that you have both heating units at 100% uptime to provide enough hot protium to the fusion core for 100% uptime to ultimately produce 1,000 iron plates per second through assembling machines. Just you throw the fluid iron 56 into assembling machines, and they are able to produce 1,000 iron plates per second. Now, this uses a significant amount of protium, so that's what all of these are for. That is iron, okay? Somewhere up here, right in here, I have this. This is lithium. It only needs one heating unit, does not need both, and it doesn't even need to have that heating unit being provided with enough protium for 100% uptime. So this is significantly smaller, uses a lot less power overall, and it produces 1,000 lithium. Now remember what I said about the Stellarators? Remember what I said about these Stellarators? Yeah, what if we didn't actually have to throw stone at it anymore? And could star engine our lithium? Well, as it turns out, one star engine is able to provide enough lithium to make like over a terawatt of power if we were to throw all of it into these Stellarator fusion reactors and provide the requisite protium with it as well. We would net over a terawatt from the output of one of these setups. Now, that would be an incredible amount of space. It would need a lot of builds, a lot of turbines. So ultimately, it's not the best density-wise, space-wise. No, the best would likely end up just being black holes that produce a terawatt all by themselves. And this would, I believe, provide more than enough material to run a black hole with 100% uptime, assuming you can provide it enough stabilizers. That's the limiting factor with the black holes, is you do need exotic matter stabilizers for them as well, so making those is the key. This is matter. This is the matter for it. Very, very small, quote-unquote, amount of requisite energy to produce this material to feed the black hole in the end. But this is not where our conversation ends, because there are also sulfur at 1,000 per second. You can do that as well with these star engines in the default configuration. Just produce 1,000 sulfur and then convert all of that sulfur into sulfuric acid, because there's no other use for sulfur. You could do it productively, but I saw no reason to do it productively. There is zero reason for me to add productivity into this array. None whatsoever. I could do it and use beacons and make it so that it's not like 200, more than 200 of these chemical plants here. Or I could just wait until I have advanced chemical plants and then redo this with the advanced chemical plants full of productivity and using beacons to get all that output. But, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot of sulfuric acid. It's 10,000, I believe. 10,000 units of sulfuric acid. Yeah. 10,000 per second. And then we get over here to copper. Copper is the first that's interesting, because copper, in order to have 100% uptime on your star engine fusion core, you actually need 3 heating units. So, ducts, just into a direct output into an intake, and then exhaust on this input onto the fusion core. Just, you know, ducts. It just works. Ducts work. And so just provide enough protium for those heating units and you're good. And this ultimately culminates in uranium-235 and uranium-238 with 1,000 each. This needs 8 heating units. Yes, 8 heating units. Almost fully fed on all of them. I think I've put enough here to fully feed all of them, so it does overproduce actually on the hot protium on this. But yeah, this is a build, and two of this, one for the 235 and one for the 238. Do I even need 1,000 units of U235 or U238? No. No, this was just to do it for the sake of doing it, to show that that it is possible to do it in this way, and to have one fusion core, and just use that one fusion core for up to 1,000 units. It's completely possible if, and only if, you have a mod like Fluid Must Flow that allows you to actually have the throughput in the pipes to maintain everything. It requires higher throughput. With all that said, half an hour gone. Let's play the game. That was all the off-screen work. Huzzah. I can basically ignore all iron and copper requirements going forward. I can ignore any uranium requirements going forward. I can ignore any sulfuric acid requirements going forward, and I can ignore any lithium requirements going forward. There is one more thing that I could have made that I have not made, and that is matter itself. You can make matter through fusion, and it is identical to the iron recipe. But it's a significant amount of power. You can make an equivalent amount a lot cheaper just by converting crude. The difference, of course, being you're converting an actual resource into matter this way versus converting water basically into matter using a ton of power to use the star reactor. I will do this when I need matter because, yeah, we get a lot of crude oil out off of a single node. We get a lot off of a single node. And ultimately, I do want to, I want to do this to get rare metals, but I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe we'll stick to regular rare metals and we'll use the matter for the things that actually need matter. Maybe. So, advanced tech cards. In order to make advanced tech cards, I'm going to need to process Immersite into plates, and then plates into gears. So, in order to do this, I should carry around some quantum computers. I will need those. I will need some crushing factories. If I can remember where the crushing factories are. I will need actual crushers, which I have. I have requested crushers already, and that is that. So, factory the first. We are going to go and build down here today, I think, since I've sort of used up a bunch of my pre-built areas. We're going to go down here. This is going to produce immersium. Do I have the mysterious energy crystal production for this? Not really. Not really. I mean, I did increase its production. I need to do so again, and I need to do it with bacon. I need to bacon my crystal growth. I need like infinity of it. Might do it in an area with crude oil, and in fact, it is quite tempting to just go ahead and to do this. local. And just do this local. Because I do have these level 3 Stokes modules now. And I can beacon this to vastly reduce the number of crystal growers I need. I would still need several crystal growers, and there's still the oddities. But I know how I would design this. So we're actually gonna go back and we're gonna get some crystal growers. If I can remember where those are. We're gonna get a few crystal growers. I think 20 is going to be fine. And I'm going to need to pick up the oil processing facilities. I have boilers on me for the steam. I will need actual oil well. Yeah, pump jacks. Because I will pump the oil local. I am carrying crushers with me for the crushed coal that will be used here. And you can see the compounding effects of productivity throughout this. It's glorious. This is to produce 30 Immersite, right? Like, I could double this. Not going to at this point, because the advanced furnace is going to be the best option, and that one has 4 module slots. I will be redesigning around advanced furnaces when I unlock them, which, guess what happens at advanced tech cards? We can unlock these things. I didn't actually have to get out of my train. Oh yeah, if you haven't noticed, I've done a bit of extra rail work in here to help improve the throughput of the trains so they keep moving in here. And I've added another line of stations. None of these are being used yet. I've got a couple, like 3 more spots on here on the existing line before moving to the next one. I just figured, you know what? I'm probably going to use that next one at some point. Probably going to need more inputs into my mall, so may as well just double it. May as well just double it, right? But yeah, now, for the record, throughputs are about to get a little bit crazy going forward, to the point where I'm just not going to keep count anymore. I'm not, like, I, to this point, have kept strict measurements of, like, 30 out of stuff and rates of consumption and all that. That's not going to be the ideal going forward. Oh, I didn't actually grab any electric furnaces. Oops. Oopsies. I guess I'm going back and getting those. Those are sort of those are important. I need those. I do need those. Yeah, so that's the true inputs there when all is said and done. Yeah, you may think you see 564 and 134 and 191 here. I see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 10 to 12-ish, 5, 6-ish, 2-ish, and 4-ish. That's what I actually see on here. All right, get back. That's the real number of buildings we'll end up working with here. Ah, my system is a little... How's the stream? I think we just had a, like, system hitch. Yeah, CPU's usage is up there right now. CPU. Oh boy. Huh. Yeah, CPU is hitting 98% utilization. That's that's a little high. Interesting. Don't know why it's that high. Oh my god, what's using my memory? Hello? Memory? Details? Memory. Oh my god. Hello. So Factorio is using 14 gigs of memory right now. We've got Opera at 500 megs on one tab. Multiple tabs of that using memory, but wow, that's weird. I haven't seen this at like full memory utilization like ever. It's at 31.4 gigs of 31.9 gigs. Huh. Well, there is a solution to this. I'm actually going to have to do this now just for the sake of, performance. System performance. We are on 11. I'll just be on 11. We have to add a mod. We need to add Eradicator's RAM and VRAM saver. Our base has grown to the point where we actually have to start limiting the animations on buildings. I need a black hole generator IRL. Yeah. Yeah, we need more power. We need more power. All right, with that change, how are we looking now? Ah, yes. System memory is now at 28.2 gigabytes. Now let's load in the game and see how that changes. 29.2, 29.3, 29 point... Yeah, it's about 29.2 on the memory right now. After adding the VRAM saver with its default settings. So its default mod settings on this one is that it removes 2/3 of animation frames. Removes 2/3 of animation frames. So the buildings will not look as good. It'll look like this when they're moving now. So no longer like smooth animations on the buildings, but it's for the sake of memory, because clearly we've ran out of VRAM. What? We haven't. GPU's at 4.1 of 11 gigs. What is hammering my memory so much today? I think I have a memory leak somewhere, because these numbers do not add up. Yeah, these numbers do not add up to 29 gigs of like all of the all of the processes and all of the like actual running executables, it does not add up to 29 gigs. So I have no idea why the system is deciding it needs to use that much, to the point where it's causing issues. And the CPU's at 95%. Like, huh? That's not the game. The game is using 9%. XSplit is using more CPU at like 14. And CPU's 10, or system is 10. That's super strange. It's like not reporting what's using, not in Task Manager anyway. I'll have to do some investigating later. Figure out what the heck is going on with all that. Only thing I can really do right now is to potentially go in on a few things, make sure that we're like actually outputting at our normal bit rate that we're supposed to. But yeah, like, it's affecting the system so much that I can't, like, moving the stream XSplit window is choppy. It's like moving the window is choppy. Like, is the stream itself choppy? If I move around, are we choppy? Super weird. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Very, very weird. All right, well, let's build. We'll start with this. It is indeed smooth. All right, well, as long as that's smooth, and you know, the game feels okay. It is dipping under 60 on occasion, but so Factorio is not multi-threaded optimized. It should be decreasing its UPS and FPS when it saturates a CPU core. Yet for some reason, my CPU is like hammered, as is memory. It makes me wonder if I've somehow gotten a some problem here, or something's snuck in and is like crypto mining. I don't know. This is a thing that does actually happen. It's just weirdness. Weirdness. Are we encoding with the CPU rather than the GPU? That's another thing. No, it's using the NVIDIA. Huh. It's using the NVIDIA. Yeah, but I've not seen this behavior on my system. Period. Like, even through Pyandon's mods, this was never the behavior. And the bases were significantly larger than this. So it's like, huh. Why is it behaving like this? Because it does not appear to be the game that is the primary cause. So yeah, that's the thing. Here, let me I'm hesitant to like close my browser. I don't really want to close the browser exactly. But so we're just gonna go through it, go through the day as is, and then maybe I'll figure out what the issue is after the stream. Okay. Built this over here to get a general idea of how many of this I'm going to need. The answer is 2. So we go from 191 to 2. Now the individual throughput are all less than 60. So requester chests. And we've got rare metals, Immersite powder, and crushed energy crystals. So, rare metals. Immersite powder. And crushed crystal juice. And then, you know, output into one of these. 2 of them. And there you go. How simple. Which will also mean only really need 1 of these. One of these without any additional beacons required, just here. 1. With the requester chest. What? There you go. Where did it get coal from? I shift right clicked on the thingy here. Just give things. Yes, crystals. We need to grow the crystals, but hey, we'll get there. We'll get there at some point. And then this guy, yeah, I think I only need 1 of you as well. In fact, I only need 1 of you with like regular speed modules. Like just 1 of you with regular speed modules. Nah, it needs at least 1 bacon. We need a bacon on you to do your job. And then what else? Gonna copy the layout just to replace the building with something that is the same size, and that is you. This is also completely overkill. Also completely overkill. Does not need all this. So that's that and that. Now the crystal grower and the crusher are a different layout, although it shares the design in that respect. There is not enough space to have these abutting. And unfortunately, I am not able to see the recipe because this is a furnace. Yeah, I'm not able to see exactly here. I would have to do math. So quick math on this. Once everything has power, crafting speed is 108.4. I guess we'll find out today if this is, if like speed cap's a thing. Because this recipe. Oh, and I have to deal with the sand. That's right. This recipe has a 3-second duration. Okay. Well, if it's a 3-second duration at a base crafting speed 1, I believe that even at crafting speed 108.4, that we're not cycling it every tick quite yet. Yeah, it's pretty extreme. Pretty extreme. So crafting speed 2 halves the time. So we have to divide 3 seconds by the crafting speed. Calculator. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Computer? Computer. Aha. I may have found the problem. I may have discovered the issue. I cannot open my calculator. I'm clicking the button. Calculator's not opening. Hello? Computer. Alright, so tell you what, we're gonna performance. Performance. We're gonna go to Explorer. I would rather just use my calculator rather than Helmod's. Where's Windows Explorer? There's Windows Explorer. I know it doesn't seem like you're the issue, but we're gonna restart Windows Explorer. And see if we've managed to make things worse. Alright, I no longer have a start menu. I no longer have a taskbar. Windows Explorer restarted, but I no longer have a taskbar. There it is. There it is. That took a sec. Are you gonna start calculator? Are you gonna start the calculator? The answer is no. It's not. So it's at this point that I think that I have to actually restart the computer. Yeah, I have to restart the computer, I think, because it's just not. It's just notting. Yeah, might have to save it, close it. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna close the game and see what the system resources are like when the game itself is closed. Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to be. So let me see here about showing this. That's not the button. That's the button. So yeah, the game isn't running anymore. I wanna point out that the game isn't running anymore. And yeah, the game isn't running. This is not good. And if I go to CPU, you know, I don't think that these numbers add up to 86%. I don't know about you. I don't think that these numbers are supposed to add up to 86 or 91%. That's an amazing amount of CPU usage though through XSplit. Like, huh? Is odd. As I've said, is odd. So I'm going to start by closing my browser, and we'll see how that works out. I won't be able to see the chat when the browser closes, but when the browser closes, what happens to the performance? It didn't really have that much of an effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the computer. Theoretically, the stream should not go down when I do this restart of the computer, but just in case, you may see another link to another video. It shouldn't end the stream, so I will be back in a few minutes. I guess I'll just take my break now. When this happens, I'll have like the quick break screen once we have restarted, just to see how things go. I will be back shortly. I have returned. The the CPU is no longer crapping its pants, and memory usage is back to normal. I had to restart the system to get it to here. So we're gonna turn that off, and we're gonna load up Factorio. We're gonna load up Factorio again, and we're gonna keep playing. We're gonna actually do something now. You know, we spent an hour basically doing 0 things. Now let's actually do things, and let me. I'll keep an eye on the CPU as well. Oh, hey, there's my calculator. There's the calculator that came up. Now, of course, when the game loads, that's an extremely threaded process. Very, 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 very threaded process. It uses your entire system when loading. I'm gonna cut my brightness down just a little bit. There we go. Let's load back into the game. Ah, much better. Much better. The CPU is at 24%. 22%, 23%. Isn't that just glorious? Here's a dolly. There's the baby girl. Hey, doll. How's the dolly? How's that big baby? Yes, the baby girl. The big floof. The floofers. Anyway, what were we doing? So it wasn't the streaming software. I closed XSplit, and the system was still at like about 90% CPU utilization and 30 gigs of memory usage. So there was something glitched out and was consuming system resources when it should not have been consuming system resources. I just have no idea what. Anyhoozle. So 108.4. We've got 3 seconds divided by 108.4. That brings it to 0.02. 0.026. And then the output of the recipe is what now? What's the actual stats on this recipe? It's 1-to-1, but also productivity of 40%. So whatever we do here for this recipe, oh, it's like 1 per second. Okay, it's 1 per second, but in batches of 3. That's good to know. That in reality, the amount of throughput we need is actually going to be, divide by 3 times 60. I don't know. I have to actually stick some inputs in. I want this to tell me the stats. What I can do is be like, oh hey, we're doing 18 effects. We're doing 18 effects, and we have how many? We have 24. We have 24 affecting one. So Helmut has confirmed that I do only need the one crusher. That I do only really need the one crusher here. It will take in less than 60, so it's actually pretty close to the tick rate. How's my doll? Dolly's behind my head. The dolly is behind my head now. Yes, that's my baby. That's my baby, huh? Okay. We're good. We should be good. Is everything smooth? Is the stream smooth? Is it going? It should be going at this point. It should be okay. It better be okay. I have faith. Everything is looking good on my end at this point. So the only other thing is that this will be the same amount affecting one of 24. And this will be 18 module effects / 9 full modules, efficiency 0.5, it's right there. Don't know why it says 20 module slots when it's 18. It's 18, not 20. But anyway, yeah, so it goes down to 2 crystal growers from, 200. That's a thing. That's definitely a thing. It goes down to 2. Okay, this is why this is so strong. Yeah, that's not quite the same size. Oh well, I might need 3. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need 3 and I have to, like, not have this be there. That was 1 tile too tall. Doink, 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 doink. Ah, right, I can't have at least 1 of these. So, how's that looking when it's powered? Oh god, power. Hey, power. It would be really nice to be able to have that be powered. So that's going to do 11.78. Input 7.96. So yeah, it's still going to be 2. It's still going to be 2. Just so as we're clear, this number here is net output. This number here is net output. It is not gross output. The gross output is, in fact, double this number. Because this automatically calculates the cycle back in. It's a little weird on that front, but yeah, I do need to make sure that I have room. Actually, you know what? I'll put that there, and then we'll see if I do that. Yes, it works. That works. Yeah, that works. Oh, there is a slight issue I have to figure out with this. If I can get rid of these, that would be great. It looks like I can't. No, I can't. I can't. I do need at least 1 to keep it at 2. Otherwise, I would need 3. I hope that's good enough. I think I'm fine. So the issue that I was going to point out is that I need to, like, split this to input back a bunch, right? Like, I need to have prioritization of shoving this stuff in on this, and I'll have a requester chest fed by an inserter on the crystals. I don't even need that. What am I thinking? Duh. No, you don't even need that. It's just you need to do this, but I need to do it on this side. And output priority there, and this needs to be flipped. You know what? It's fine. I'll take it. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. We're gonna do it that way. That is the way that we shall do this thing. And in this way, it will be able to cycle its own fluid. It'll be fine, or its own materials. It'll be okay. It better be okay. Ah, da ba. That's not nice. Okay, I guess we're going this way. And where was that fluid again? Oh yeah, it's up here. Fortunately, we only need 200 of the fluid. That's nice. And you know what? Just for the sake of sanity, I am considering not this step. I am considering not this step. It is a bit more crude oil, but that's still going to be one oil processing unit in the end. It doesn't really affect things in any particularly major way. So that's what I'm going to go with. It'll be an oil processing facility, which this building is even bigger. Great. Yet another thing that has its own set of problems. That has its own unique layout. Good thing I don't need all that many around you. Yeah, you know what? I don't even need those. Yeah, I don't even need those either. Those 4. We're good with 4, right? Yeah, that's more than I need. That's more than I need. Hello, welcome. You've managed to arrive after having some technical issues with the computer. The actual computer was not behaving. Had to restart the computer. And now it's actually behaving. But hey, Dolly's here now. It's the baby. We got the baby. Yeah, we got the baby. Baby Dolly. Where are my thingies? That's my thingy. Hello. I see no reason not to do this in this way, very specifically. So we have that there. That's going to produce a lot, so I'm not going to worry about speed modules or anything like that. I'm going to go over one more tile, up, and then over. There we go. That's good. Now I need to get rid of all of the other outputs that I don't need. So say hello to Flare Stack. Where's Flare Stack? Flare Stacks! Hello, there you are. You. Now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually put another beacon over here. Excuse me. Bacon. So, Flare Stacks get impacted by bacon. They normally operate at 50 units of fluid per second per flare stack, but when you increase their crafting speed considerably, we go from 50 to 5.5 times that amount on each one with a single beacon effect. And see, this one is at 14.5. Yeah, we've got enough voiding there. There's enough. It is sufficient. And that is that. So that's that step. That's that step. I do need to I need to put in a, not one of those, one of these. We need to deal with 75 per second, so we need this for the sand. Yes, that will be for the sand. This will be the output of the Immersite powder on both of those. And then, of course, we need our input of the raw Immersite there. Okay, that is the entire factory. That is the entire factory. So now we just need to build out the train station, which I believe is 3 items total, 3 solid items. For the rare metals, the coal, and I need to put in requesters for the thingies, so I'm just gonna reuse what I already have. That's gonna provide the coal to those. Now the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take passive providers. I'm going to put 8 of them around each one of these, and then I'm going to have to put down wires. And that'll be that. So request coal at Immersite plates, or Immersium plates. Our rare metals at Immersite plates. Hello, Ave. You didn't miss much. Didn't really get to build anything in the first hour of the stream when I went over the stuff that I did between streams, and then ended up having some performance problems with the computer. What was this thing? That I had to restart because of. Like I had to shut down, like restart the whole computer because of, it was like running the CPU at 90+%, and without the game or the stream running. Do they automatically? Yeah, they automatically fill. Yeah, so bulk rail loaders and unloaders are able to fill, like, use the adjacent spot. If you put a chest in the corner spots, it's able to load or unload from the chests in those corner spots. If you were not aware, this is a mechanic of bulk rail unloaders. This has, as far as I'm aware, always been a mechanic of bulk rail unloaders and loaders. It is, however, limited to just one inserter. Yeah, it goes for all of the corners, all 4 corners, but it's only one inserter per corner. So you have to keep in mind that it will be lower overall throughput, potentially. It will all depend upon your stack inserter stack size. But, 4 of them, so it's still going to be a lot. It's still going to be a lot of potential throughput, even with the 4, one in each corner, like that. Okay, need requester chests as well. It's the same thing, just without the wires. And this is going to request the immersium plates. Theoretically, this is going to be higher throughput than doing something like having the chest with, you know, actual loaders in here. But I could do that in addition. So I could still have like 4 on each one on each side. So, 16 belts of throughput coming in from a larger requester warehouse. I could still do 16 output lanes from one of these into here. It's just going to be a lot simpler to just have the 4 corners with a smaller chest. Like, there's really no reason to have the 16 lines going in as well. So now I need to get roboports, a couple of them at least, to fully cover things. I would like to also have charging stations near these. The charging stations may be able to charge 12 by 12 megawatts, but the robots have extremely large batteries, large capacitance batteries. So when they do go to charge, it takes some time, even at 12 megajoules per second, to fully charge them. All right, add in these guys and start bringing in the stuffs. Bring me things. Yes, this is for Immersite plates. That's what we're making in here. Immersite plates at 30 per second. Oh right, I have 2 of these, so it's hey, it's the halfway point in the stream. Good thing I'm not gonna need to take another break. Because we already had our break. Alright, the bots are moving. They're moving. Oh yeah, it would be nice to have power at the oil. That would be great. Oh yeah, crushed coal, I forgot about that. Duh. The whole point of making the crushed coal in the first place was for use here. So that way we get... Oh yeah, and I need to... More destruction and mayhem. There we go. And then I need a seed of crystals. I actually need some crystals to get it moving. So where are crystals? I'll put in a request at the mall. I'll go and I'll go get some from the mall. Remember that this is not being used yet. I just expanded because I'll need more stations at the mall. And yeah, so you came in late. You missed my my star engine discussion, where I have successfully built star engine facilities that are able to produce the full 1,000 per second of U-238 and U-235 through the power of ducts. The sheer voluminousness, density, throughput, pressure, mayhem stuff that are ducts. I am able to get this core outputting at its full rate. And yeah, it's a little bit of hydrogen. Just it's a little bit of hydrogen. How many 480 electric energy injectors in this system. It's a little bit more than what's needed, but it works. Yeah, 480 electric energy injectors with 96 oil refineries, vanilla oil refineries. And Yeah, some ducts. Lots of pipe, 2,800-ish pipe to grounds. What are the raw inputs to that? I have it here. So for the 1,000 uranium-235 out, it's 101,203 water to make 92,002 hydrogen for 92,000 protium, for 92,000 heated protium, for 1,000 heated uranium-235 or 238. It's the exact same process numbers for both. It's they're exactly the same. And it uses 16.3 gigawatts. Just 16.3 each. The copper was more reasonable. That one was at 29,000. It needed 3 heating units. The sulfuric acid is extremely reasonable, down at 6.4 gigawatts. Lithium, the easiest one, at 4.6 gigawatts, able to make a ton of lithium for that. Only needs 1 heating unit on it. So, yeah, things. All right, go back, and we'll get this Immersite moving. Oh, yes, I do have some fuel. Yeah, I actually did. I made some solar and threw a whole bunch down initially so I could actually provide the power to this tokamak reactor, which was producing 4.5 gigawatts of power, but it was massive because I only have the ability to make the solar panel 2.0s until I have Immersite plates. So I was like, nah. Like, nah. I'm good. I am, in fact, good. Alright, so this is now cycling these. And once it fills up the capacity, we are going to start getting some in here. And that, of course, is that. They're going to give me back the crystals that I put in the first place. Because, obviously, and then they're going to start making plates, and they're making plates, and it's glorious. We've got plates. They're going. They're crushing the crystals, and they're going. Huzzah! Huzzy hazoo huzzum. We did the thing. Local production on these crystals. I need to do the exact same thing on this local crystal production here, like copy this part of, or maybe copy the whole thing and just edit it so I can do this for the high energy crystals and like artificial crystals and that sort of stuff. I need to really get scaling on those. I'm realizing that I'm leaving and I need to actually put the train down. Come on. It's 30 per second. I'm going to limit the amounts. Let's not forget to add these. I'm going to be very grateful when I finally unlock the EM Train 2s. SD, full cargo, circuit ignition, automatic. Over here, Immersite plate, D, Immersite plate, Immersium plate, excuse me. That is that. So now we're going to go down here and we're going to make the advanced tech cards. Now, unfortunately, once I start making the advanced tech cards, I do have to wait on tech for the Singularity techs. So in order to get the Singularity tech card tech, I need to be able to pick up the exotic matter tech, then the high-end circuit tech, the plasma container tech, the high-end magnet tech, and then I can pick up the Singularity tech card tech. But we can work on the individual steps of getting into Singularity tech cards while we wait on that tech to happen. Alright, so 8 of those. Repositioning. Dolly's repositioning. Yes, baby girl. The baby Dolly. Yeah, it's a pretty kitty. Just splayed out behind my head. I guess I didn't break down these again. Like, alright, let's do that. I just need to copy paste from elsewhere. Those. I mean, technically, what am I doing? What am I thinking? Bacon. Bacon is everything. We need crispy bacon. Gib. This. Bacon. This. You. Those. You. Those. Yeah, how many is that making? A few. Productively, please. Productively, please. Enough. That's 4. I need 1. Enough. How many is this making? Enough. Enough. Enough is being made. Yeah. You know. Enough. It's enough. This is making enough by itself. We're good. We are good, in fact. In the reality, we are good. We also need to make these things, these wonderful things down here. These wonderful things productively. We are making enough. I am not going to use the Stokes modules. The extra 2% each is not particularly worth it, because we are literally about to unlock Gauss modules. Frankly, we are just about to unlock Gauss modules. Stokes are not going to be available on all of the recipes either. This one does allow Stokes, but the issue is that it's more speed reduction. In this case, it's fine because we get limited by, because we are going to produce enough for the given output that I'm going for, regardless. But just bearing in mind that 60% speed penalty is significantly more than 15%. That is a lot. That needs to get overcome by the beacon. You have to overcome it before you start getting benefits. Just keeping that sort of in mind. I guess here I'll use it. It's here, and it's still going to produce enough, so that's 8% difference in cost of items. 8 entire percent. Do you take Stokes? Yeah, that'd be another 8% on that. Reduction in stuffs overall. Right, have I even touched my electric engine units? I think I did at some point, or no. I don't remember. Yeah, I haven't really touched the electric engine units yet, so I do not have enough to maintain the throughput. This is 1 per second. I have touched the engine units. I have like 15 per second on the engine units right now, done before the transition there. But yeah, I mean, this isn't even going to operate at 100% anyway until I get those scaled. So I need iron, copper, immersium, electric engine units, and I need lithium sulfur batteries. So here I am going to set this up, and I'm realizing that there is another factory, an entire factory that I need to build first. There is an entire factory I need to build first, and that is the lithium sulfur battery factory. This is a very simple factory. This is an extremely simple factory. We got lithium batteries, which are not productive until Gauss modules. Come on. Come on, how hard is it to draw a square? It doesn't help that each time I place a beacon, the game hitches. That does not help. Because, you know, we have 1,267 beacons right now. That's making 18.25. That is enough. That is enough. This will be serviced by bots. We need lithium, steel, and iron. Oh yes, about that. We need the 248K lithium. Steel. So the star reactor has a technology that lets it make steel directly. And that is definitely going to be one that I will do. And iron. Here, yep. Because, yeah, the concept of just making 1,000 steel per second from the star reactor appeals. Appeals to me greatly. Right here, steel 4.0. Yes. Yes. It is made from iron. From the iron one. So you just copy the iron build completely and you change it from outputting iron plates to steel plates. And that is, I believe, the same ratio. It's just you're making steel versus iron. It does have gears, but we need to get to Singularity tech cards before we can pick up those techs. That's the problem. It does have gears. I'm not going to do the gears. We don't need to spend gears at that level. Not as gears, and yeah, I don't see a reason. If there was like gears, beams, etc., like the actual full intermediates that we use, then I would consider it, but as it stands, nah. Gee, how fast is this gonna go? Enough. Enough. Fast enough. No reason not to do that. So you need Krastorio lithium and copper. Copper and Krastorio lithium. So we need both types of lithium. Isn't that glorious? And that's the build. Okay, we need iron, steel, 248K lithium, Krastorio lithium, copper, and we need the sulfuric acid input. Okay. Our lithium. Did I say KIS bats? Down here? No. Good. Whoops. Our iron at KIS bats and our steel. Okay, remember what we did over there in that other place with these guys? Yeah, we have to like copy this. And then run run the wire to the center section because for whatever reason it doesn't actually copy over the wire connecting the loaders, unloaders. Then Roboport, just one will cover everything. A few charging stations just for my own satisfaction. Throw those in, put in the requests on steel. Note that currently I don't believe that I have enough steel production for like all the things that are now using steel. So really looking forward to the free steel. This is the other lithium. This is the Krastorio lithium. This is copper. And this is sulfuric acid. This sulfuric acid is now exclusively coming from my star reactors, star engines. Whoops, that was too far. Go, my minions! Be free! Alright. These batteries. And then locomotive. Train. Fuel. Things. You. These. Limit to 1. Names. Supply. Lithium, sulfur batteries. Depot, lithium, sulfur batteries. SD. Full cargo, circuit condition, go. Be free. Assign lithium sulfur batteries. That is that factory. Now we can go back and we can get the advanced modules online because they use those batteries. Duh. Advanced tech cards. Go, go, go. Okay, yeah, we're going to share belt. Between iron and copper, as usual. Our iron at advanced tech cards. That's Rogue A. What? Oh, ATCs is also automation tech cards. Add TCs. Add TCs. And then the last one is our EEUs at add TCs. Really? correctly? Did I keep that? Yeah, I kept that spacing. Alright. Sure. Iron. Copper. You know what? That goes there. Mersium plates. Lithium sulfur batteries. Electric engine units. And then this guy comes out. And this guy goes out. Ta-da! Advanced tech cards! They exist. Huzzah. You know, one of these days I'm gonna get hit by one of those trains. One of these days. Names. SD. Full cargo. Circuit condition. Auto magically. Limit to just one. Okay. From here. Then. Science. I can define the source priorities on the advanced tech cards. Come on. Advanced. There you are. Advanced. You are now advanced. And it's on its way. Huzzah. So technologies will chew through relatively okay, relatively quickly. But, yeah, we're going to need to make Singularity tech cores next. It's our very next thing. Sort of. So, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this list for Singularity tech cards. These are our final real major tech card. And, I don't know if we're gonna see this today. Just gonna point it out. So there's some things that I need to make at the mall that I don't have set as recipes, and there's things I'm gonna have to bring in some things to the mall to make them. AKA, I need to bring in Immersite or Immersium, so I can make gears and such. But I'm gonna do this. Through the power of bacon. So I'm gonna set a few of these up with a bacon. Just a bit of bacon. We're gonna have 2 of these on you, 2 of these on you, with stokes all the way. Put in one of these here, and now we'll have a few units of production for each of these things. Really, that does not affect this. Well, okay, well, we'll have 3 of these then. With 1 of these. That's a bit better. But then I need to worry about making things like matter plants, like stabilizer charging stations. I do need these. I need energy control units. Oh joy, energy control units. Those are counted as an intermediate, and look at what it needs. We need to bring in lithium sulfur batteries for these. I should end up with all of these. Did I bring crystals? I may not have crystals here. So I'll need to bring in the crystals and the plates and the lithium sulfur batteries. I think I will need to make the matter stabilizers. That's going to need more energy control units. Can you stokes? Yes. So that means I'm actually going to want you down here. Filled with stokes modules. 2, 3, 4. That's going to have to work fine. What else? What else? What else? I need to make matter plant. So matter plant is you. Okay, just needs those. You need those. You need that stuff. And you need that stuff. Okay. I think that covers it as the main infrastructure that I need. I am also able to make the advanced solar panels at this point if I wanted to or needed to. I do need the matter assembler. Okay, matter assembler. There you go. There you go. Same as the matter plant. Oh, right, because I'm... Ah, right. I was gonna do this thing for the rare metals. But I don't need to do that, so actually... We're gonna not that, and we're gonna bring in rare metals. Yeah, there's lead cooling, isn't there? That's part of this as well. Gosh, this is just so much stuff. It's so much stuff, and this is the exact reason why I was going to make these Singularity tech cards here, in the mall, because it's simply easier this way. All of this stuff is going to need to come to the mall anyway. I may as well use it. So we need to bring Immersium. I'm pretty sure I don't have Immersite crystals. Do I have Immersite crystals coming in here? I do not. Okay. Lithium sulfur batteries. Immersite crystals. And Immersium plates. That is the end of this section in the mall. I'm going to have to build one of these stations as like the first thing over here. Key difference being you're not going to bring in those. And you're not going to be named that. You're going to be supply the Singularity tech cards. You're going to request Infinity Singularity tech cards. I'm going to need a supply station. Where are my supply stations? There you are. Supplier train stop. Go here. Depot Singularity tech cards. And I'm going to assign this now so I don't forget about it. Because you can totally assign depots without any trains servicing them at any point. Does not matter whether or not you have the resources. Same with defining the request priority. Just our STCs, Singularity Tech Cards, or Singularity TCs in this list right there. And that is that. That it should be defined. Okay. So what was that tech that just popped? The high-end circuits. For whatever reason, this requires high-end circuits, even though it doesn't actually use them to make these Singularity tech cards. I guess it may need... I don't even know. I don't even know what it would need on here, because it's not using the gold wires. Like, okay, why do you need these HCP circuits, this tech on here to make the Singularity tech cards? It makes no sense to me. So I'm actually already making these MTDT fuel cells, I think. Yeah, I already have them here. Oh, apparently they are productive. Apparently these are productive. Okay. Sure. I need to make how many per second? 1.54. 1.54, you say? Okay. There you go. There's your 1.54. Oh yeah, perhaps I should mention fairly soon we're going to have the really good inserters as well. The super fast inserters. I think I can set up some of these at this point. We haven't made any yet. Somehow, some way, some shape, some form. You know, it would be great if we, if we assigned that there. High energy crystals should be coming here along with the electronic components and lithium sulfur batteries. Yeah, so the... Oh god, I parked incorrectly. It would appear as if I have parked incorrectly. So now we get to see the effect of my change on this line. We should have some using the top line, some using the bottom line, and, you know, the queue. The queue, oh no. What do I need to get the Gauss mods? I need to just pick up the exotic materials technology, and I can immediately go all the way up to the level 3 Gauss modules. Pretty much. Pretty much that's it. We need to be able to make the compact fusion cell, which I cannot make until I get the fusion cell tech, which does require Singularity modules or tech cards. So I can't get the level 3s until I have Singularity tech. So now that the trains can actually come in, you know, now that they can come in and start delivering the Immersite crystals, ideally some high energy crystals, ahem, cough cough, wink wink, nudge nudge. Ideally some high energy crystals. Oh, here we go. They're delivering. I'll be scaling those off screen between streams. So we haven't unlocked plasma containers yet. Let me keep an eye out on that. That's going to need a plasma facility. So I'll set this up here because I can at least build the plasma facility. Give some power. And then that goes feeding direct into this other building here. And it doesn't feed through pipe, though. So both of these use liquid lead coolant and output hot lead coolant, which, you know, cycles with a single assembling machine back to lead coolant. But it does need an input of lead. So I'm going to go ahead and plonk down a requester chest. Bring it a bit of lead. Just to get it started. Or, well, to get enough in the system that it, you know, moves. That it's able to move at its full rate is the key. Realistically speaking, this should be enough. It's a 10-to-1, I think. Something like that. Yeah, or 100-to-1. Excuse me. So, you know, 100 units makes a lot more than that. That should be good enough on the lead. So that, as they say, is that until this tech hits. At which point it's quantum computer time. Okay, that unlocks this, but not the high-end magnets. Great. Fantastic. Does this get used in anything? Plasma containers. Do you get used in any... Oh, you do get used for ultimate upgrades, so I do want to have these provided. Yeah, I do want to provide these. If, and only if, I want to make a stone quarry 4. Otherwise, it just loads directly into that thing. I guess I'll keep, like, a stack. available, but otherwise it all goes into making the high-end magnets in the end. Frankly, that's that. With that getting the effect of 1 beacon, I believe that's all it needs to make the Singularity tech cards. Yeah, the 248K element is just around the corner. So I did figure out that, oh hey, the 248K element, you don't just make it, you have to use it to make the intergalactic transceiver. So in order to beat 248K with Krastorio 2, in order to beat Krastorio 2 and hit the end game, it's still activating the intergalactic transceiver. You just happen to have to make the 248K element to build the intergalactic transceiver now. So that's gonna be fun. You only need 1, so keeping that in mind, you only need 1. I have looked at the pack production to unlock all of the techs involved with getting up to the 248K element, and with level 3 Gauss modules, it's not too particularly bad to get 3 per second of each of these packs, science packs, just like converting science. The heat power is, a lot, but we can do it. We can do it. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. And bear in mind that there are, for whatever reason, some items in here that you can't use the fusion assembling machine for. Like, excuse me? There are recipes that use the fusion assembling machine that can and should be using the fusion assembling machine, but for whatever reason, I think it's all of the circuit recipes, or at least the blue circuits and the HCPs, yeah, those don't get fusion assembling machine access, and I don't really know why. It seems like an oversight or a bug. Like that, every single recipe that's done in an assembling machine should be available for the fusion assembling machine, in my opinion. And that also includes the more efficient recipe. There's something that is an exclusive to the advanced assembling machine that remains exclusive to the advanced assembling machine. I think I was looking at it at some point in here, but I may have removed it. There was something. What was it? It was not LDS. It was electronic components. Yeah, there is a stone plastic electronic components recipe, stone plastic water, that you can unlock, that is made exclusively in the advanced assembling machine, and there's no ability to use the fusion assembler on it, which is very frustrating. It's very frustrating, because I believe that this is going to be better than the standard recipe on the fusion, like overall. I'm looking at 300 here. We've got 75 glass, plastic, and 83.34 stone. Over here, if we look at Gauss modules, we have 300 and 125 and 500. So it is more stone and plastic, but there's 0 glass. There's a lot more stone, which, is pretty free, and if you break down the glass is stone. Excuse me, but I didn't want you in a separate thingy. I wanted you in here. Oh, this is breaking down the glass into stone already. Well, if we're to do an actual apples to apples comparison here, and everything is using Gauss modules, we have to break this down, matrix solve it, put that as advanced furnace, and then put modules there. You know what? This one wins. Alright, so never mind. I guess it doesn't matter that the other recipe does the thing. Doesn't need fusion assembling machines, because this one benefits from cascading module effects. From compounding module effects. Oh, we finally got that tech. We got the tech happen, so now I can actually make these. I will need request for magnets. Be sure to only request magnets. And output to one of those. Thank you for the HLP magnets. These HLP magnets get used for the intergalactic transceiver, EM suspension train 2s, EM suspension wagon 2s, EM suspension tanker wagon 2s. I don't really intend on using the wagon and tanker wagon 2s, to be honest. I could, just, you know, for the aesthetics. The main thing here is that the suspension wagon 2 has twice the capacity of the wagon 1, which is the same as a vanilla wagon. So it goes from storage size 40 to storage size 80 per wagon, which means it takes longer to fill up. The tanker wagon 1, the suspension tanker wagon 1, this one has 4 times the capacity of a standard wagon, tank wagon. Standard tankers hold 25K each, just the vanilla tank wagons. This is 100. This one, the tanker 2, is 200,000 units. My trains have 2 of them, so it would be moving 400,000 units of fluid at a time. My storage containers across the base hold 80K total. The long storage containers. Long tanks that are designed for use in stations. Train stations. They're designed with outputs that match up the proper spacing for loading and unloading from trains. My biggest complaint with that mod is that the actual storage is way too low. Fundamentally, it's at least half the size of what it should be at 80K for its size. And we've gotten the Singularity tech, oh thank God. So now I don't really have to worry about too much else. We're gonna take this next. We're gonna take this guy for the inserters. Yes. We're gonna take this guy for purple belts. The advanced cam plant. The advanced assembling machine. Power armor's good. I like that. Yeah, we've got more mining productivity, more worker robot speed, exotic materials. Yes, I will need that to start getting Gauss modules online. So now it's a lot of quality of life stuff coming. I'm only going to take that though until we get some of these online. So now all I need to have delivered are some charged matter stabilizers. Alright. I'm going to imagine that at this point I have actually made... Yes, I have actually made the things. So... we need some matter stabilizers going into these three. And, yeah, these are not productive, but I believe that these are better with the efficiency modules in them. These can be efficient. Especially since you can, do some wonderful stuff. You can do wonderful things! I'm realizing that I may need more of that. Where am I here? Yeah, I'm gonna need a few of these things. That needs to be productive. Yeah, so we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do some of that. I'm gonna get power. 2, 3, blah, that's not 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's gonna be enough. That, I think, is going to be enough of these matter stabilizers. These empty neutron containers, I think, are the limiting factor next. So I'm going to go and grab this. Oh, I've already sped you up. Okay. You've already gone faster. That's fine. That should be decent. So now what's the issue? Just the production on the energy control units, which they're going. They're going as fast as they can for as many high energy crystals as I have, which is total of 5 per second at the moment, I think, unless I upgraded it to 10. I don't remember if I upgraded it to 10 or not. I think I haven't. I don't think I have. I'm just planning on more. Well, so, Singularity tech cards. They exist now. They're here. Oh, right. So have I mentioned that there's a bug with the loaders? It may just be a nanobot issue with the loaders, but remember that I did an upgrade command on these loaders? Yeah, nanobots put them in backwards. Nanobots sort of put them in backwards. Just, you know, because. Just 'cause. I need fuel. Apparently I really need fuel. Alright. However, now that we have existent Singularity tech cards, we'll be able to make the Train 2s. The EM suspension Train 2s. Is that facing the correct direction? Yes, it is. And those don't need fuel at all. I can freely replace all of my trains with them. Supply, depot, full cargo, and circuit condition. Limit you to 1 stack, which I believe the stack size is 200, so it is now almost full. Wow, we've almost got our logistics 5. Oh boy. Oh, that means we have our inserters, our super fast inserters access. And now the purple belts. Ah, yes, the superior inserters, which also include a superior long inserter. So think long-headed stack inserter, plus filtered variants. These are only useful in the mall, frankly. I'm not really going to build them because I need the materials for science at the moment. Really, it's the same argument with the purple belts. That it's going to use my Immersite stuff that I need to actually process science at the moment. So, Singularity tech. This is going to unlock so many things. This unlocks so many things. Like this unlocks fusion assembling machines. We need those HCP circuits to make the fusion assembling machines. Gee, I wonder what we need to do to make HCP circuits. I wonder if it's just make some of these and then this. It needs hydrofluoric acid. Ooh, spooky. It needs PCBs. So, and those are not made in an assembling machine. I think they're made in a chem plant. Yeah, out of fiberglass, carbon fiber, petroleum, and processing units. What do these get used for besides HCPs? Only HCPs. Okay. Okay. We're going to have to do this in a separate factory. How many do I want to make of HCPs? And that's going to like determine like the whole chain down, how many blue circuits I need. I need at least 2. So let's say 2.5, 3, 5, 20 billion. 3. We'll do 3. I have gold. I have lots of gold. Copper cables. And eventually fusion assembling machines. Duh. Needs PCBs, Stokes, those. That's a lot of those. And that is that, actually. I'm gonna need to produce and spend fluorite, so I need to actually make the dirty water this time. Okay. Bill of materials. I will need purifiers. Do I have purifiers? No, of course not. Purifiers. And I should have everything else. We're gonna go ahead and make this HCP factory. Because we have time. We have half an hour left. We have successfully done everything that I had planned on originally doing in today's stream. So everything else is gravy. It's glorious, glorious gravy. We get extra content. Beautiful, wonderful, more content. So down we go. Well, so I see what you're saying about about a factory search mod. The thing about that is, this exists. Train station overview exists. In a base designed the way that I've designed it, I can just search this list for like carbon fiber reinforced plastic and just get taken there on the map. And just get taken there on the map by searching the train station list. It's not actually that hard to find where the factories are in the base when you have properly labeled your train stations. I guess that's the key, is that you have to actually have your train stations properly labeled in a searchable manner. I mean, it's a decent mod to have if you're somewhat disorganized and if you're not building with trains like the way that I have here. Like if you're not having your individual factories separated out like I have, like, yeah, it can be great. But because I built the way that I've built, it's easy enough for me to just find what I am looking for by searching the station list on the train overview. All right, what do we actually need here? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 requester stations. Oh boy. I don't know if I can actually have that spacing on the two fluids. Let me check. Can I have this? No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, not. Blah. What am I doing? What am I doing? I can. I can, and I have. It's just, you know, the majority of the thingies are blocked. You know, the majority of the outputs are blocked, but as long as I have at least one, we're good. As long as I have at least the one. And you know what? Because of this, it's perfectly fine. Because even with the one output, I'm able to, like, you know, get 72,000 units per second of throughput, or, you know, 6 by 12K off of the one port. It is possible. All right then. The reason why I built like this is because we're going to be doing this again. You know, just we're going to be putting all these provider chests. Ta-da! I'm not currently working on a Singularity tech quite yet. Alright, we've got our gold at HCP. Our copper at HCP. Our plastic at HCP. Our PUs at HCP. Our fiberglass at HCP. Our carbon fiber at HCP. This was the whole reason I set up carbon fiber. Our stone at HCP. Our petroleum at HCP. And our sulfuric acid at HCP. Let's get these things in. So sulfuric, petroleum, stone, carbon fiber, fiberglass, I may have never put an actual train on the fiberglass. Processing units. Plastic. Copper. And gold plates. Oh, no, the fiberglass is there. Gosh, is there something else using fiberglass? Oh yeah, low density structures. Duh. The LDS uses them. Okay. Okay. I understand. I can comprehend. I'm going to have to get more fuel. So if we can go up here, I can grab my fuel. Oh yeah, so I spent quite a bit of time making sure that these were operating pretty quickly between streams. The issue is that the buffers on exotic tech cards are rather extreme. So all of my up and down stuff, the exotic matter, structured exotic matter, all of those are getting used. 100% of it is getting used on making this stuff. See, it's 185,000 units in the bulk rail loader. I need to adjust that quite a bit. Back we go. Yeah, I need to, like, limit the bulk loaders and, like, shove a bunch into the requester chest so they stop requesting it, and then put a stack into the output of this machine. I have to, like, put a stack in here, limit this to hold one stack, and then, like, put a stack in the output of the assembling machine so that it literally stops. Okay. Oh, it's this. It's this. I have to get rid of this. I have to get rid of this. Yeah. That is clearly limiting the throughput through that intersection. Okay. I don't need mineral water. There's no mineral water here. Who said that there was mineral water here? This loads into one of... Where are they? Where are you? There. No. That. That clears up to 10 per second by itself without any shenaniganery. So I'm going to just do this. Give me requester chest. Yes, poor mineral water. It doesn't exist. There's no mineral water there. It doesn't exist. Da 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 da. And that outputs into there, and that will output into a thingy. Yes, yes. And the neat part is that this is a closed loop water system. This doesn't actually, like, need any additional water in. So I'm going to stick a thingy, give it a little water, pull the thing out, And we're done. We done. In fact, I can put it on there so I can get a better idea on percentage of pipe fill on here. And once we've got a like somewhat okay amount of percentage, just get rid of those. You know, actually, I could just do that instead. I can void out that acid with a sped up thingy. You need extra water, so, you know, of all things, to have the water, it's that. Give it sulfuric. Power it on. Just add stone. And we are good to go. That will be the hydrofluoric for the assembling machines in the end. However, first and foremost, we need glorious, wonderful, beautiful setups. Probably up here-ish. On this guy, and we need bacon. Crispy, juicy, wonderful bacon. Glorious bacon shenaniganery. I think that makes enough. Yeah, pretty sure that makes enough. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 solid inputs. So, processing units. We have we have plastic. We have fiberglass. And we have carbon fiber. And that will load into a passive provider chest. As is, copy that. Yeah, that's better. Paste that there, replace. With you. Yes, you. Now, you need the copper cable PCB and other thingy, and you know what? Dum-da-dum-dum. You are going to be... Where are they? These? Gold cable and copper cable. Copper cable. I do need to get rid of this water, though. This 150.1 water. So that's going to go into a vent. Flare. Glorious flare stack. That's gonna move fast enough. And that uses the output. And so all that's left is the 2 assembling machines that are going to make those thingies. Make gold cables extremely productively. Ahem. Yep. Yep, that works. Yes, 10 stacks on you, and grab that. Ten stacks on you. That is going to do a bit of stuff. Actual throughputs for actual values that I'm looking for in here are significantly lower than the throughput of green belts. So I think we're good. I think we're good. Just add RoboPort coverage, some charging stations here and there, throw in the bots, get some requester chests down here. Requesting the HCP sockets, and oh look, we have some HCP circuits. Oh look, they exist. Ta-da! HCP circuits, limited only by the production of hydrofluoric acid. Excuse me. Well, I guess it moves fast, so you know what? We make this go faster. Just make this go faster, and voila, we're good to go. No, it's just limited by the speed of this down there. Yeah. Yeah, go, go, go. Go, 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 Gibbs. Gib the thingies. Limit to 1 stack. Put in those. Supply HCP circuits. Depot HCP circuits. HCP circuits. Supply depot full cargo circuit condition. Be free, do the stuffs. HCPs. Go ahead and save that. Assign to both stations, and we are good to go back to the mall. Because now we have to, you know, request HCP circuits. That is that. Okay, what next? We need to make some combined matter up and down, and I need to do that by limiting the production, the continued production on the exotic tech cards here. So you're only gonna hold like a stack a piece going forward. Same with this guy. This guy, you're gonna hold one entire stack of stuff at any given time. And I'm just gonna take this and yeah, limit this to this and put those in and put that in there and probably just grab another stack and be like, yo, we're good. We good now. And put like, I don't know, 1 each on these structured, maybe 5. You know what? 5. That's the most that you will have. So what gives me the structured matter up, down? Oh, I need this. the exotic Kovarex. Duh. I will need that because we will have an imbalance in the amount of up and downs that are used ultimately, considering that these compact fusion cells that we need essentially infinity of use only the exotic matter up. Like, duh. That's done in nuclear or fusion assembling machines. Okay. So I have fusion assembling machines. I don't need those. I don't need those. I don't need those on me right now at this moment in time. Fusion assembling machines. The question that I have is, do I have, like, fuel rods on me? I do in here. So that's nice. Give me my nuclear assembling machines. Thanks for those. So clearly, I'm going to need to have this making... Oh, it also does the combined. Let me guess, it's... Okay, thank God. I don't need to do that for the combined matter up-down. That is very ideal. I am happy about that at the minimum. At minimum. Super duper glad. Oh, do I not have portable fusion reactors? Thought I was making those. Apparently not. It is this... Oh, it's the 2. Portable fusion reactor, not the other kind. This needs high energy crystals. Great. And a whole bunch of processing units. And a whole bunch of processing units. Yo, anything using high energy crystals that's sort of holding on to a whole bunch? Yeah, you. Go ahead and make me a few of those. Make me a few of those. And then I can do this. Alright, we've made compact fusion cells. I need this technology to finish. So that I can use that compact fusion cell to make a fusion assembling machine that will then replace this building with a fusion assembling machine, and I no longer have to worry about, you know, the nuclear fuel. And that will be that. And then every single machine gets to be replaced with a nuclear assembling machine. Oh boy. Combined matter up and down. Just these one buildings for now. Yeah, because that's a pretty significant amount of deep space data. Can we Stokes you? Yes, we can Stokes these. So that's great. That's great because well, I mean, we'll eventually get the Gauss 3 modules, which will end up meaning that we'll be able to get one combined matter up from one structured matter up, or basically 2 for 2. And then 2 for 1 card and 2 for the 10 LDS, because it's going to double the output. 25% productivity each module, so times 4. That'll be great when we get access to that. Freaking atastic when we get access to all that. So, things and stuff are progressing. They are absolutely progressing. It is glorious and beautiful. We have reached the beginning phases. Well, not even really the beginning phases, but we have reached the end game. We have reached the end game. It's very, very unfortunate having reached the end game, since that means there's not that many streams that are going to be left before we win. It's very unfortunate because what I had planned on playing next, Pi Alternative Energy, it's not out on the mod portal yet. So I have to figure something else out before we end this for what to do next. Because, yeah, I will not be doing Pianodons until Pi Alternative Energy is released on the mod portal with all the other updates to the Pi suite. That will be the next time I play Pi. But yeah, I knew that this was gonna come rather quickly because, explosive growth was happening over this past weekend. Like, once you get the big beacons, explosive growth just happens at that point. So we're just now, it's just waiting for tech to happen, essentially. Yeah, like, oh, good, I want these. I'll be able to make these. Like, there you go. I'll have my suspension trains too. There's a whole progression there. The real question is, oh yeah, and there's this whole like planetary teleportation mechanic that I have zero intention of actually using because it's 100% unnecessary. Yeah, the problem with some of these things, like even using the Gauss modules level 3, they're so expensive and it takes so long to make them because of that, there's like no chance I'll be able to actually have these in like everything across the base by the time we are done. Like, I'd have to go out of my way to waste time doing these other things, right? It's like, or you could just beat the game. Or you could just beat the game. But, stuff, things. Stream on Thursday. What is going to be the focus of the stream on Thursday? Well, unfortunately, I think it's going to have to be unstructured. Very similar to what the end of this has been like in this stream, because there's not really any more tech to do until we unlock the packs, like S data, S labs stuff. And you may notice that it's 10,000 units of science there for each of these steps, and 100,000 units of science to unlock the black hole generator and the white hole generator. Just casual 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 science packs of stuff. So we're gonna just scale together next time. Like, it'll just be 3 hours of me doing stuff that I would otherwise be doing off screen. At the very least, until certain technologies have unlocked. Because I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be able to chew through 160,000 science stuff particularly easily in 2 days. That's more like the extended weekend type deal. I can see that we will probably finish this series next week, possibly Thursday. but I'm uncertain at this point based on the amount that I've scaled thus far and how much more work there would need to be for continued scaling in order to actually get to the point of placing and activating the intergalactic transceiver. There's still some more mechanics to look at too, like the black hole generator itself, and potentially the white hole. I was looking at the white hole. I really don't think that there's anything in the entire game that's worth the white hole, considering how slow it is. White hole's slow. White hole is way too slow to be of any use whatsoever, in my opinion. It's like, yes, it doubles, and almost anything that you put in. Unfortunately, it does not work on Gauss modules. You can't shove in a Gauss module and get 2 modules back from a white hole generator, which sucks. Like, the one thing that I would have even remotely entertained the idea of duplicating with white holes is the one thing that they don't let you duplicate with white holes. Because screw you, you're not allowed to have fun, I guess. Anyway, over the course of the day today, we have obtained immersium plates. We have obtained advanced tech cards. We have obtained lithium sulfur batteries. We've obtained Singularity tech cards. And we have obtained HCP circuits and a whole bunch of other stuff in the mall involved in the making of these things. Meaning that now we are at that point in the game where we're going to be unlocking the most powerful of assembling machines, the most powerful of the chemical plants as well. In fact, I should really set up production on the advanced furnace as well as on the advanced chemical plant. Those are 2 very important things that we need basically infinity of. I'm going to limit it to just 3 stacks each on these. Yeah. Very, very nice buildings. I'm uncertain if I really wanted to use the advanced assembling machines because they are physically larger, but maybe I'll have to on some things. I don't know. And the size actually benefits with beacon support. You can put more beacons around a larger object, so there may be times where this might be better. Yeah. So with that, we're going to be ending off the stream here, folks. I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shibud. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video, which reminds me, I completely, it slipped my mind at the beginning of the stream. I was going to mention it at the very beginning. Patreon. I got an email yesterday that said that you can now set the recurring model for support on Patreon to be genuinely monthly. Previously, if you joined on Patreon, it would charge you immediately and then charge you on the first day of the next month. So if you paid on like the 30th of the month to join, you were then charged again the 1st. Now, if you join on the 30th, you will be charged the 30th on the next month, the end of the next month. It is an amazing change. Anyone who is currently a Patreon patron, you don't have to do anything. you'll still be charged on the first, as per usual. But for anyone who doesn't want to be charged on the first, who doesn't want to be charged on the first, say you get paid bi-weekly and or twice a month, and you'd rather it come out of the second check than the first check, well, now you have the opportunity to join in the second half of the month and have them not charge you at the first. So, good change from Patreon there. That was something I wanted to mention. So again, thank you all for watching. Do all the social engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushow. But if you are so inclined and able, I will be back on Thursday with more shenanigans in the late game of 248K with Krastorio 2. I hope to see you all then.